Yeah, so child labor back in the 19th century was a problem, okay? Just as uh, the workday was a problem, right? So nowadays we don't have child labor in, at least in advanced, Western countries. We have rules that prohibit it or rules that regulate it. It still exists in third world countries, but in our countries, it used to be in the West. It used to be a problem, but then it was regulated, you know, uh, to be not a problem, right? So child labor, right? But the whole point that Marx is trying to make is that capitalism doesn't police itself. That capitalism has to be policed by human beings, by democratic political organizations, because capitalism is a mindless system that is all about productivity and efficiency. It doesn't care if it gets that productivity and efficiency through exploitation of childhood labor. Okay, I put child professionalization there in as well. So, child labor for us is no longer an issue right here in the West, right? But how about childhood professionalization, right? Um, Kids are being raised nowadays. You might have been raised this way. I'm a parent. I definitely engaged in some of this myself, but professionalizing your children, getting them into that camp, that school, right? Getting them to, starting them out real early, being a type of professionalized type player in an economic system, right? So you don't see child labor nowadays, but do you see child professionalization going on, which I think for Marx would make absolute logic in it, would be absolutely logical in advanced industrial or post-industrial capitalist culture. Gender, here's Marx taking on the issue of feminism, right? So that's why a lot of feminists will go back to Marx because, he makes this original move. Nationalism versus internationalism, issues of dialectical materialism, right? If you change as things are in society in the material world, so they are in the ideal world, right? So the base influences the superstructure. And then look at these 10 points that he makes here, right, at the end, right? This is what he says we need. This is what a communist society needs, right? And so if you look at this, right, with the exception of number one, the abolition of private property, most of these things have come to pass. Most of these things exist in our own democratic capitalistic societies today.